Hi, Karen Curry Parker here with your weekly Human Design Evolution Report. I want to go back this week and begin with a discussion of something I brought up a couple of weeks ago, but I want to explore it in a little bit greater depth this week because it's certainly going to be hot and heavy, burning very hot on the front burner of our consciousness this week. Jupiter, the planet of blessings, is in the gate 26. The gate 26 is the gate of integrity. We are being invited by the celestial weather to activate and to live in high states of integrity. And the more we live in high states of integrity, the greater blessings, the greater abundance, the greater well-being, the greater vitality, the greater goodness we bring into our reality. That is kind of a counterintuitive thing for many of us when we start to explore our conditioning, because many of us have learned, I would even lay money on the fact that all of us in some way, shape, or form have learned that for us to be successful, to gain access to resources, for us to be materially blessed in the world, that we have to a certain degree, compromise who we are and step into the box. I'm going to tell you that Jupiter is inviting you to blast the edges of the box, totally dismember the box and get out of the box. Because what Jupiter is saying right now is that your blessings, your rewards, your success comes from not compromising and getting in the box, but being out of the box, being the full, unhampered, uncompromised expression of who you are. When we look at the theme of integrity in the human design chart, we're really looking at 5 core vital areas of integrity. The first area is moral integrity. If we are in any way engaged in actions that are amoral, that violate a code of using your life as a contributing point to the greater good of the whole, that's not sacrifice and martyrdom, by the way. That's simply recognizing that you have enough, you are enough, your value is inherent in who you are, and you live in such a way that you treat the other people in the world with the same regard for their value. It's like namaste, right? The light in me honors the light in you. We're designed to live that way. And as we move towards a quantum era, a quantum consciousness, our world will begin to reflect in deeper and more meaningful ways that each and every one of us is inherently valuable and has something unique and powerful to contribute to the world. So what are you here to do? What's your role in this evolution, and what's that unique thing that you're here to contribute to the world that only you can give? That's a big question for you to explore this week. The second kind of integrity is identity integrity. We're designed to be authentic. In fact, when I look at the work that I've done with people over the last 20 years using human design and healing, I will say that the greatest source of pain in someone's life is the degree to which how they're living their life is disconnected from their true identity. Meaning, if your life is riddled with compromise and you're wearing a mask and you're afraid to be vulnerable and express the truth of who you are, if you're doing what you were told to do or trying to be someone you're not because somehow along the way you thought that was the path to success, that's going to cause you ultimately at some point a great degree of pain. That pain, by the way, is not punishment. You didn't screw up. That pain is your soul calling you back to realigning yourself with the truth of who you are. The third kind of integrity is energetic integrity. We experience energetic integrity when we stand in our value, when we live as if we're valuable, when we live in an aligned way, and when we have the energy to follow through on the commitments that we make, which, by the way, you'll have if they're authentic commitments. If you have a habit of procrastinating and putting things off and not doing what you need to do, it's probably because those things that you think you need to do or those things you're procrastinating are not really what you want to do in the first place, and you're out of integrity with those commitments. So when we get out of energetic integrity, meaning when you burn out because you're not living true to who you are. You're settling for less than what you deserve, or you're compromising on your value, and you're not letting your outer reality reflect back to you the true value of who you are. The gate 26 is on the will center. What we see about will center energy is that we are designed to work to rest. That for us to resource ourselves, for us to have value, for us to have energy, we have to keep filling up the bank. You've got to be generous with yourself. You've got to nurture yourself and take care of yourself, and to value yourself enough to allow that as part of your regular lifestyle. And that's not pedicures and bubble baths. That's one part of it. It's about being purely generous with yourself, making sure your inner and outer reality, what you say to yourself and what you live out here, matches up and is harmonious with the true value of who you really are. So no nanny bad self-talk in your head, and no tolerating less than people who respect you. So if you're hanging out with people who don't respect you, do your best to set your intention to get out of there as fast as you can, because your outer and your inner reality need to reflect your worth. Okay? The fourth integrity is resource integrity. Sometimes, especially when we question our own value, we make commitments and we commit resources we don't have as a way of trying to prove our value in the world. If you have overspent, or you have given more energy than you have available because you're trying to prove your value in the world, you will be depleting your resources. And there's only one way to resource, and that is you got to get yourself connected to resource yourself so that you will have the resources necessary to bring to the table. Those resources, the money, has nothing to do with your inherent value. But the more you value who you are, the greater your chances are that you will tap into resources, especially with this Jupiter position right now. Last but not least, the last area of integrity is our physical integrity. Our body has to be able to carry us through our commitments, through the choices that we're making, through living the fulfillment of who we are. And if your body is out of integrity, if you haven't valued yourself enough to take care of your body, to feed it well, to rest it well, to nurture it in every way, to get it moving and grooving, whatever you need to do to create a state of physical wellness for yourself in whatever way is right for you. If you don't value yourself, you're probably not making those choices to build up your physical integrity. With the sun starting this week in the gate 48, the gate of wisdom, moving to the gate 57, the gate of instinct on Wednesday, the sun in the the earth in the gate 21, the gate of self-regulation, and moving to the gate 51 on Wednesday, the gate of initiation. The planetary positions this week are inviting us to continue to explore a couple of important things. Number one, what patterns and habits do you have in your life that might be enhancing or depleting your resources? Do you need to change your patterns and habits? Do you need to explore in greater depth what you need to fulfill the true story of who you really are? Now, I want to really say something that a lot of people don't say, and it might be discouraging, but I don't want it to be, because I really want you to hear what I'm saying underneath the bigness of it. You will not transform your entire life by tomorrow. Okay? Yes, your life can shift on a dime. However, to make a conscious transformation, it usually takes time. So I want to invite you into an exploration of, we are in the midst of such an intensive cycle of restructuring. Give yourself a couple of years to really bring your life into harmony with your authentic self. Don't make yourself have an impossible goal, because that's actually kind of a secret way of A, sabotaging yourself, and B, devaluing yourself. Make yourself so precious that you're worthy of a long-term commitment to a big life overhaul, so that your life becomes over time a reflection of who you are, and you're not beating yourself up because by Friday you haven't reevaluated and reestablished an entire new lifestyle change. Don't do that to yourself. You're only going to be setting yourself up to beating yourself up more. Take small, practical, realistic steps. Take small, practical, realistic steps. One step this week. Okay? Just take one step this week, and then another one next week, another one after that. Let's not get into this, you can change your life on a dime stuff, because the truth is we probably won't. And the truth is we're going to want to navigate through this transformation in ways that support the priorities of our hearts and allow us to do it with all kinds of integrity. All right? It's supposed to be fun. This is an adventure. This isn't a beat yourself up because you didn't get it right kind of a protocol. This is a invitation from the planets to begin a joyful process of restructuring your reality so that it becomes a juicier expression of the true story of who you are. The earth brings us the energy for self-regulation, but on Wednesday, it also brings us more energy for truth, shocking truth. So be prepared this week for the veils to be shredded away, to be torn off, and for us to have profound clarity about what's really going on in our personal lives. So that may mean that you have to share something deep with someone that might rock their world, or your world itself might be rocked, or you might rock your own world. You might initiate yourself into something bigger and better, a restructuring on a profound level. And certainly on a collective level, we've got some big transformation coming down the chute. And do not be surprised, or at least buckle your seatbelt, because you still might be surprised, but buckle your seatbelt and get ready for shocking revelations, shocking truths, because that Jupiter in the gate 26 is also the energy of truth. That's truth with a big T and truth with a little t. So secrets have the potential to be revealed. Truths have the potential to be shared. As much as they may rock our world, these are powerful initiations that support us in restructuring what we're doing so that we are being real. We are being authentic, because when we're dealing with truth and we're taking small, realistic steps on a daily basis to crafting, restructuring a reality that is in alignment with truth. And here's the truth. You are inherently valuable because you exist. So is everybody else. And because we are all innately precious, we are all worthy of creating a world of sustainable, equitable peace. And we're headed that way. We've got, another 10 years or so to get it all done. We're headed that way. And for us to get there, the very first thing that has to happen is we got to deal with truth. And once the veil is stripped off, we get to explore in a deeper level the value of the role that each and every one of us plays. And from that place, we can then build something different, something better, something more in alignment with truth with a capital T, that says you're valuable. You're inherently valuable because you exist. And your existence and the fulfillment of the true story of who you are, that story is the contribution you're here to give the world, and so is everybody else. And when we can stand back in a state of awe of ourselves and each other, who knows what we'll create next. I think it's going to be pretty awesome. Anyway, have a great week. Take it easy, because it will be a little disruptive. But that disruptive cycle is about taking away things that are not true, taking away falsehoods, so that we can emerge into a greater place of alignment with the abundant truth of who we really are. Have a great week. Bye.